Eddie Hearn signs a 5-year DAZN deal as Sky Sports contract ends. Promoter Eddie Hearn has announced he will no longer stage a fight on Sky Sports and has agreed on a seismic 5-year deal with streaming platform DAZN. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sports operation will begin a new deal in July, bringing it to an end long-term agreement with Sky Sports. It means that fight nights will come as a part of DAZN subscription with no plans in short term for pay-per-view events. Now, I don't know if this is a good thing for you UK people out there. I'm not sure if you guys are going to have to pay more or pay less. But I know for Matchroom, they're going to get more financially because it's a better deal for them. They get more money so they can make bigger fights. And since these boxers want a bigger purse sometimes, they got the revenue and the money to make these fights happen. It might be a double-edged sword for some of you guys because now you just got to have to pay for it. I do know it's £1, the equivalent of $3 American, which is nothing. But look at the bright side. Now you get the fights people want to see. A lot of you UK people want to see Amir Khan kill Brooke when it was still hot. It didn't happen for X, Y, or Z reasons. Maybe financially. There'll be no excuses why these fights can't happen. They're under the same network, same banner. And now with the purse, which they have a higher purse now, and they got the money to give them whatever these boxers want, there's no excuse why these fights cannot happen. Now let's take a look at what Eddie Hearn had to say about this.
We're living in a world right now where fighters' purses are increasing. We need to have a budget where we can make the biggest fights possible. We can pay our fighters what they want, but also we can create a sustainable model where we're not fighting all the time. And I think the fans are going to be so happy with what we're going to produce, not just in terms of the look and the production and the team, but the fights itself. And that's ultimately, you can sit here and say, yes, there are many reasons why we made this move, but financially, of course, that is a major, major point, not just for our business, but for the shows, because we were in a position where the budget, quite frankly, wasn't there to make the nights that we wanted to make and we want to make moving forward. So this is tremendous news for fight fans because you're going to see those fights and you're going to see them as part of your subscription. So
there you have it, folks. There's no reason why these fights should not happen. So if the fight don't happen, it's not because there was no financial money there. If the fight don't happen, it's not because they were on the wrong side of the street. It's just because one didn't want it and the other one did. I mean, if you're under the same company, same network, and the money is there, there's no excuse why the fight should not happen. Boxing has so many big fights that just don't happen for either reason. Great example right now is Terence Crawford, Errol Spence. We don't know if that fight will happen. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather took 8 years. Like a bunch of fights that you could just name that just never happened. So, I mean, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury has to happen. Hopefully Tyson Fury beats Wilder and we could get that undisputed heavyweight bout with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I like to see Terence Crawford and Errol Spence go at it, but then again, Errol Spence is on PBC. Terence Crawford is top rank. But if these guys were under DAZN or Matchroom, I think those fights would have got made easily, no problem. I mean, we already see like what happens when Canelo fights Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders. There's never no issues why they cannot get the fights. Same thing when Anthony Joshua was getting that Tyson Fury fight until Deontay Wilder did that trilogy contract agreement he had on. See, Eddie Hearn, when he comes to like making these fights happen, he always delivers. Hopefully we can make boxing global. I know in Japan it's still kind of popular right now, in the UK, and then also in Mexico, and then just for Manny Pacquiao alone, I mean the Philippines too, but they only watch him. So I don't know if Eddie Hearn could do something where he could get more Filipinos to join the sport or be more appealing to the boxing sport, or even take it to Australia or other countries just where they haven't built that foundation or structure where they could just enjoy boxing or learn from it. Hopefully we could get the sport global. There's a lot of countries where you can open the market, open the interest. That's why the UFC's been growing, because they know how to market themselves outside of the US to other countries. I think Eddie Hearn could be that guy to do that with boxing. He seems like the only promoter that really likes what he's doing. He's really trying to make these fights happen. He's really trying to expand the sport. So hopefully Eddie Hearn is the one, because I know in the UK he's known to save British boxing, but I've been saying that Eddie Hearn is not just going to save British boxing, but just boxing in general. This your boy, Let the Bell Ring, man. Leave a comment, hit that like button, subscribe. Till next time.